guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a tag that I've wanted to do for a really long time, and I'm finally taking the plunge and I'm doing it. It is going to be the On My Shelf book tag, and basically if you don't know what On My Shelf is, it's a book tag or a game that is meant for you to share the books that you have and tell maybe a little story about why you have that book, if you have read that book, if you liked it or not. So I actually asked you guys on Twitter for numbers, and I put all the numbers in here, and then my little brother also got involved and he wanted to pick a few numbers, so I added a couple extra. So basically I get two numbers. One of them is the shelf number on my shelves, and then the other one is a book number. We're gonna get started. Let's see this one. So the book that I have here is Graceling by Kristen Kishore. This is a book that I actually forgot that I had, so maybe this tag is a really good idea for me. This is one of the books that I own that I haven't read yet. I think I bought this at thrift books a while back. From what I remember, I think this is a YA fantasy book in which everyone is graced with something, and I think the main protagonist in this, she's been graced with like killing, so that's her job. Actually, I want to move this to my immediate TBR shelf. This is moving over to my immediate TBR shelf. Let's go on to the next one. Hopefully it'll be a book that I've actually read. 6-9, another one on this shelf. Okay. Dreams of Gods and Monsters by Laini Taylor. This is the third and final book in the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy, which I have not read either. This is one of the series or trilogies that I've started that I haven't finished that I really want to finish because I really love Daughter of Smoke and Bone. One of the things that I particularly loved about Daughter of Smoke and Bone, which I know is something that a lot of people didn't like about it, but I personally did, is that it felt like a great mix between a paranormal fantasy and like a super fantasy. It was a great mix between the two. I really like the romance in it. I like the background story. I just thought it was a really great book, and I really wanted to finish off the trilogy, but I haven't yet. It is on my priorities list for 2017 though. 2-2. This is a good one. I haven't read this one either. This is Fated by Alison Noel. This is a book that I've actually really considered getting rid of. The reason why I picked it up, I remember I saw it on the book outlet, and I saw that it incorporated Native American folklore, and I was really intrigued. I was like, yes, this is a diverse book. However, since then I've realized the importance of own voices. To be honest, I don't know if this is appropriate. I don't know if I'm even interested in the story anymore. So honestly, you're probably gonna see this on haul in the future. 3-5. We have In Cold Blood by Truman Capote. This is a used copy that I found, I think, in my library's bookstore, so I ended up getting this for like 25 cents or less. This is a book that I actually read for my AP English class in high school, and I remember really liking it. I was kind of disturbed by it. I really liked the discussions that we had, so when I saw it at that little bookstore, I knew that I wanted to own it because of memories, but also because I really want to reread it. If you don't know what it's about, Truman Capote actually interviewed these two men who killed an entire family in the late 1950s, 1959. He actually follows them like throughout their whole trial, right up to like their execution. Moving on. Oop, oh, I guess it's that one. 12-9. The Last Sacrifice by Rochelle Mead. This is the sixth and final book in the Vampire Academy series, another series that I own that I have yet to finish. I really love the friendship in this. I love Rose as a character. I think she's so badass, and I am actually really ashamed of the fact that I haven't finished this series, but hopefully in 2017. Please let me get a book that I've read. 8:30. I think this was Brandon's pick. Brandon, you picked 30 on the shelf that I only have 20 books in. I only have 20 books in that shelf, not 30, so I'm gonna go with the last book in that shelf, and that is Vicious by V.E. Schwab. Finally, a book that I've actually read. I think this is the first V.E. Schwab book, or Victoria Schwab, if you don't know. She writes under both names. This is the first book of hers that I've read. I really loved it. It's about these two characters who are trying to get supernatural powers, and they succeed. However, the thing that I love about this is that the characters are they're just so morally complex, and neither of them really are the typical good guys. Like, they're basically both anti-heroes, although I'd argue that one of them is really more of a villain, but his motivations are sound to him. I think that's one of the things that I really loved about this, even though neither of them are great people, you can definitely understand where they're coming from and you can understand their motivations, and it's such a twisted book and I really enjoyed it. And there's actually going to be a sequel, which I'm so excited about because I honestly didn't know that it was going to be a sequel. I thought this was going to be a standalone, and then when I finished it I was like, what? There needs to be a sequel for this? Turns out there is going to be. So if you have not read Vicious by V. Schwab, I honestly could not recommend it enough, especially if you are a fan of kind of morally twisted characters. This is a good one. What comes next? 1-6. So that's gonna be over there. I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. This is a book that I just recently picked up for the book outlet Black Friday sale. I have yet to read this. Again, I've heard amazing things. Oh, and by the way, in my haul video, I mentioned that this was about twin brothers. Apparently it's not. Thank you guys for everybody who corrected me. It's about a brother and a sister. They're fraternal twins. I mean, this is just a book that I've heard amazing things about, so I'm sure I'll probably like it. 4/18. This is Whispers at Moonrise by C.C. Hunter. This is a book that I'm also considering unhauling. I picked this up really early on when I discovered the book outlet. I'm sure if you guys buy from the book outlet, you probably know like what happens when you first discover it. You get a little overexcited, and because the books are so cheap, you kind of pick up anything and everything that sounds even vaguely interesting. And I actually ended up picking up this whole series, which I have yet to read, and I'm very tempted to just get rid of because I'm not even sure if it's something that I'll be interested in anymore. I've definitely gotten better and I don't impulse buy as often from the book outlet anymore, but this was in the beginning, and I think that's something that most of us kind of go through when we first discover that website, which is amazing, by the way, but you do have those moments where you're just like, why did I buy this? I haven't even read this. Oh right, it was like $2. Next, 2:13. So this is A Torch Against the Night by Sabaa Tahir. This is actually a book that I got it signed. I've actually met Sabaa twice previously. One time she actually came to my city for like the Penguin Teens on Tour event, which I met a couple of like amazing authors for that event. And then for this, for the release of A Torch Against the Night, I actually went to the release party, which was really fun. I really like her. She's so nice. We're almost done. Next is 1512. That's on my other TBR shelf. This is actually another one of my recent buys. I think I bought this like a month or so ago. This one I actually bought my favorite used bookstore in town. It doesn't really match the rest of the books that I own. I just really like how it's designed on the inside. And if you are interested in like picking this up, honestly guys, check out your local bookstores if you have any in your area. They just have so many copies of like popular books. So much cheaper. If you're lucky, you could even find like an older edition if it's an older series. Last one here is 8:13. So here we have Breaking Dawn. This is a really good book to end on. This is the fourth and final book in the Twilight Saga. This edition is actually one that I have never read. I actually let my friend borrow it, and when she returned it to me, she gave me this brand new copy because apparently her little sister has spilled hot sauce all over my copy. I'm never getting rid of this copy, even though I'm not that much into Twilight, which yes, I was super hardcore into Twilight years ago. I'm not even ashamed of it. I thought it was a really great series. Obviously, as like the years have gone on, I can see a lot of its flaws, but it's still gonna be a series that's kind of close to my heart. It was one of the few series that I was really into in high school when I was taking like so many AP classes. I was worried about my SATs, and yet I still found time to read these books. So, and again, like I said, this was a gift, I guess, from my friend, so I'm never getting rid of it. I'm an emotional person. I'm an emotional hoarder, and yeah, this is staying with me forever. So those are all the books that I'm going to talk about today. I feel really out of breath. If you guys want me to do this again, please let me know, and maybe even leave your own numbers down in the comment section. If I want to do a part 2 of this, I'll just go and pick some numbers out of there. I think that might be a good idea. I'm gonna tag Hannah, I'm gonna tag Brandon, I'm gonna tag Ilse, Kevin, Kate, Knock, and Sandy. Those are the people I'm going to tag. I'll have their channels linked down below so you guys can go and check them out as well. And yeah, that is going to be it for this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye guys!